Hey there, Cindy here, coming in from the Pilates studio where I will normally do a 11 o'clock sound healing session on a Sunday. I've turned up today and there were no girls that were signed into the class, so the room is empty, as you can see, but the commitment to show up is still the same. And I figured while I've got a bit of time here before I go to the next studio, that I would check in with the Sin and Tay community and just give you my thoughts on something that kind of resonated when I turned up today, and that kind of, it actually does apply to being in a relationship. So the commitment to show up is where my thoughts went today when I came here and there was no one here. And it doesn't really matter whether there's one person or whether there's a full class. I show up with the intention to do my best and give my all in a session, just as I commit to a relationship. And that should be across all aspects of your life. And having this bit of time, I thought, you know what, I'm going to put my thoughts out there. And I've recorded this. I don't know how long it'll go for, but I find it really fascinating when you speak to people. And I bumped into a couple of people yesterday when I went to the grocery store that I've known for a long time. And the conversation goes to commitment and, you know, the willingness to commit. If you're in a relationship and you are with somebody and you are wanting to build together, the commitment to show up every single day for the betterment of that relationship has to be first and foremost what is an intention that you set, and then kind of navigating all aspects of your day to align with that. So when I met Dante, it was we were on two different sides of the planet, and we started a conversation and it quickly became a friendship initially, obviously, and we really realized that we had a lot in common. We liked each other's company, we liked each other's conversations, and from there sprang the commitment to meet. And we both traveled to meet, and it was amazing. And after that meeting that we had, that connection back in February of last year, we assessed and said, you know, what are we willing to commit to moving forward? And every step of the way of our relationship has been a commitment and a promise to show up for that person in the best way we can, to the best of our ability. Now, it doesn't always go perfect. Obviously, sometimes things happen that delay a certain arrangement or whatever, but the intent and the commitment is something you are constantly working for. So it's been almost a year and a half now, and we continue to check in, to work towards what it is that we're building together, and continuously try and show up for that in that area of what we're doing. And I find it so special to have found someone like that. And if you're in a relationship and you are showing up constantly, you've always got to make sure that your partner's doing the same thing. It doesn't have to be the same level or the same thing that you're showing up for, but when you are in a relationship, there are qualities that you bring as a person, and then there are qualities that your partner will bring. And it's just a matter of committing to show up, committing to build something together, committing to foster a relationship that is going to be fruitful in so many different areas of life. It doesn't have to just be fruitful financially. It has to be, you know, in that companionship, making sure that your person understands that you are going to be there regardless from start to finish. And it's just really important that if you are going to commit to something like that, that you are continuously showing up. So on some days you are going to be at a 5 or a 10% because that's all you've got in the tank. And other days you're going to be at 100%. And it doesn't matter what level of commitment you're at, as long as that's a level and an emotion forward and you're not going backwards. Because the minute you start going backwards, it's a real slippery slope to end up resenting and end up pointing fingers saying, I do this and you don't do that. And it's just not something that's beneficial in any kind of relationship, especially not a romantic relationship, and even more so in a long distance relationship, because emotions get really, really testy in a long distance relationship, because you have got that distance sometimes and everything just seems so hard, and you can't just reach out and hug and grab your person when you need that emotional comfort. And having that commitment in the forefront of your mind, saying, is everything that I am doing going to make sure that this person that is in my life understands that they are the priority, that they are the one that you are committing to and building with that person moving forward. So just showing up. That's basically it. That's all that came to mind as I turned up here, because I could have easily looked at the roster this morning, which I didn't, and there's a reason why I didn't, and obviously having to get this out there is probably one of the many reasons that I didn't. But I could have looked at it this morning. I could have made this, no one signed in, I just won't go. I'll tell the girls just to cancel the class and that's it. But at the end of the day, it takes me almost an hour to drive out here. And in that hour, someone could have gone, you know what, I'm going to check myself into a sound healing class. And if I didn't show up and I didn't commit to be here, maybe that person would have missed out on something that they truly, really did need. So applying it to all aspects of your life is super important. So having that sense of mindfulness and really taking stock of you as a person, even as a singular person in a relationship, you as a person need to kind of audit yourself. Am I showing up? Is it something that drives me? Is it something that I am committed to? Why is it that I'm showing up? What is it that I'm wanting to build that makes me get up and drive and get here for this? So at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship and it's worth your time, it's worth what it is that you dream to have, keep showing up and check in. It's always a good idea to check in with your partner. I'll be there in a couple of weeks with Dante, and we've got plans to really do certain things, and it's going to be a matter of making sure that every time we wake up in the morning and we have that moment, just to check in. What is it that we're doing today? What's our focus? What's our priorities? And I think that's what's going to lead to having a relationship that is fruitful in every single area, not just one or two. So that's my thoughts. That's what came to mind today. So if you're checking in and you are in a long distance relationship, or even if you're in any kind of relationship, I'm curious to know where you're at, like what part of the world you're at, and is it a romantic relationship that you're committed to? Is it your work? Is it a business? Is it friendships? And just share, because building this Sin and Tay community, Dante and I really did want to connect with people in relationships. At first we were talking about people in long distance relationships, because we could, for me, for the first time, I could relate to someone in a long distance relationship, and I really wanted to build that community in that area. And I'm still fascinated to know out there, if you are in a long distance relationship, what country are you in and what country is your partner in? Or what city are you in and what city is your partner in? And just let's get the conversation going. How do you show up? What do you do? What do you guys commit to? What's priorities for you? Because again, priorities are a different. I might do a priorities video next, but let us know. We're interested and we're happy to connect too. So thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy your day.